will look just like me very soon. You sure look fresh and clean. You've never had to claw your way out of Earth before, have you? Ever wonder what it's like to be buried alive? Well, maybe tonight will be your lucky night then. And the spirits are restless. What brings you to this forbidden place?
was a time that this establishment was only for the most esteemed clientele. Now look at it. Half of these mugs can't pay their liquor tabs, and the other half it just pours straight out of their rib cages. But no matter. Looks like you're thirsty, so step on up to the bar if you dare. It'll only cost you your soul to close your tab.
I deal in beer and fortune. Whiskey, cigars, and a deck of cards are all I need to make your nightmares come true. Don't let my skeletal appearance fool you. I know how to play the West shit. Do you, kid?
I recommend the Bloody Mary. It's extra.
So, how are you, if you don't mind my saying, you seem distracted. Please, relax and leave those unpleasant thoughts at it. I assure you soon, you won't have a single care left. At least.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm happy to have you back for our 2025 Halloween tour. We did already do an interior walkthrough of Boddy Creek Manor, so check out that video if you want to see what's inside. But now that we've taken a look at the outside at night, I wanted to show you some of the details here in the safe light of day and show you some of the things that you might have missed, starting here in the graveyard. So welcome to my graveyard, everybody. I took this tombstone that I bought from Goodwill several years ago and actually colored in all of the letters with fluorescent paint so that you could see it really well at night under black light. That's going to give us a nice introduction into the display this year. So I have had these animatronics in past displays. I got them from Home Depot. Unfortunately, they don't work too well anymore because I've left them out in the rain. And I have figured out now, when I have my animatronics outside, that we will cover them with 55-gallon clear plastic trash bags and that's going to keep them from getting destroyed. But as we look around the graveyard, you can see some of the tombstones. I really love these larger tombstones that we get from Home Depot. This year, actually, I took the bottoms off of each one. You just unscrew them, and I filled them with gravel. So they weigh quite a bit. Well, I didn't fill it completely, but I added a significant amount of gravel. So I have not had to touch these yet. They've been sitting out here for a few weeks. They're not going anywhere. On the other side of the driveway here, a couple more of the tombstones, and then we have our Grim Reaper. I love him. I had him last year in the background. We finally got around to doing a build video on him this year. But let's go ahead and look off onto the side. You can see we do have a hearse inflatable. That's from Spirit. We had that once in the display before. Right now it's just taking up a little bit of room on our parking pad where we are parking our cars, because as we go down the driveway, you're going to see there's no room to park our cars anymore. We do have the Enter If You Dare archway. That's new this year, and I thought that would be a suitable way to start the tour. And as we go down, we are meeting the next grave digger. I haven't even had a chance to test him yet. He is brand new from Lowe's. I just bought him on clearance, and I thought he was a perfect scare between these two archways. As we make our way back up, I'm trying to tell a story going in both directions. So if we reverse out, on our way out of the display, the last thing you're going to see is the other Grim Reaper welcoming you to the afterlife, because we have our little tombstone over there that says, "See you soon." And then that's why we are returning back to the cemetery. And we have this guy ready to scare you as you leave, because it's time to be buried. But as we make our way down the driveway, we have our dragon zone. So again, on the way out or in, you're going to be scared by this guy. He was new this year as well. He's sort of an inferno ghoul, I guess. So he's going to fit in pretty well because of the dragons and all the fire that we see at night. So as we make our way down the driveway, we have a story to tell here as well. We've got the wizard here. He has his cauldron full of bones because he's got to dispose of them somehow. That's actually the mausoleum that's been in my cemetery many years before, and I wanted to have a castle. I had a castle inflatable all ready to go for this display, which was going to be the transition scene of those archways we just went through, but it did not make it this year. It kind of died, much like our trio here, who are food for our dragons. So I like that they have the light up eyes. That's going to go along with the inside sort of eye theme, which you will have seen if you did my interior walkthrough. When I did the narration at the end, I kind of explained how eyes are the theme that's carrying through the display. But we have all new dragons this year. Well, they're not brand new. I bought them on Facebook Marketplace. So we've got this guy, which I love. He is so easy to assemble and so dramatic. Love his wings. We have this guy, who is our knight. Also bought him on Facebook Marketplace. So he doesn't work as well. So our wizard, the story here is that the wizard has sort of enchanted this man who leads the dragons, which there's our new dragon from Home Depot, who has overthrown the king. Here's our third dragon, and if we look closely at his pile of bones, we can see the king has been eliminated. As we make our way through the dragon zone, we're going to pass an inflatable. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep this inflatable here for Halloween night. I do like the fact that you can see the ghosts kind of peeking over it because it's a little low. And then of course we have our Stay Puft Man new for this year, which we're going to see in our Ghostbusters zone. So let's go through the archway. And because we had to bend down to get through the archway, when we look up, we're going to be met by these really tall ghosts and pass under their arms, through the legs here, where we are going to come upon Ghostbusters. The centerpiece is our Ecto-1 vehicle there. Behind it, the really tall trio of ghosts from Welcomer that I got this year. We have Slimer crossing above everybody up on the balcony. We have the Ghostbuster fighting a ghost. And then if we turn all the way around, we can see our 33-foot Stay Puft Marshmallow Man towers in front of my new Firehouse inflatable. That's the Ghostbusters headquarters. I believe it is 11 feet tall, so that really gives you the scale of our Stay Puft. I think the two together are going to make an awesome photo op for people. I absolutely love the way it looks. We were originally going to put the Firehouse in front of the Stay Puft Man, so he towered behind it, and you'd have to walk through it. But there are a few complaints with the Firehouse inflatable, being that it has an open roof and an open back, which made it not as nice. It wasn't going to suit my needs. As we take a look around the party area, you can see we have different tablecloths for the first time. For 10 years, I've had the same sort of table toppers, always a different table scape, but this year we are using plastic tablecloths. They are meant to look like slime, of course. It's a little hard to manage. They want to fly all over the place, so we're gonna have to figure that out before Halloween. But I painted all of these plastic pumpkins the same color as the tabletop because, of course, Slimer has slimed everything. And we have our big bulging eyes fitting in with that eye theme. If we look closely, Slimer has those same bulging eyes, so I really like the way that coordinates. As we scan around, we have our Happy Haunting inflatable, of course, the name of the channel, for everybody to subscribe to. And my sheet ghosts that were one of the first things I ever built for my displays. They're not really sheets, they're actually plastic tablecloths from the Dollar Tree. And I used to light them up from the inside with Dollar Tree candles. But now, with the landscape lights shining on them, I think that looks much better. All right, as we make our way toward the garage, you can see the Speakeasy is that way. But we are going to come back and take a look at that in just a bit. First, let's take a look over here at the spider area. Here we have our toxic barrels that have caused these spiders to become enormous. So I have done a few unboxings of these this year. The spiders are new. I've never had these giant spiders before. I like the way they look. This guy over here might be a little too happy looking, but he is what he is. Opposite the spiders, you are not going to want to go swimming. So I did make this sign. It is basically a printout of the Amity sign from Jaws. Because we have our Megalodon from Home Depot this year. This guy was a nightmare to put together, but I love the way he looks right here by our ponds. The one thing that I did not get around to finishing that I kind of wanted to do was make the deck boards look like he was breaking through. You can kind of see that off on the side where I started to do it and just ran out of time. If I can finish that before Halloween though, I still will. It's time to make our way into the Speakeasy. In front of this brick wall made out of shower curtains, we have the arrow pointing the way to the real Speakeasy entrance door over here off on the side. This is a door cover, and I really love the way it looks. We have the closed by the Prohibition Act, and you can see in the shadow we have some policemen trying to break in. I do light the frame here with a black light. Kind of looks like, you know, a light fixture in an alley you might find. And that's going to give that entrance a glow. But that's not the entrance we're going into. We are going into the underworld Speakeasy. As we make our way through the mouth of this skeleton, we are going to encounter more skeletons, starting with Dean the Deathologist. He is our resident bartender here, and he's mixing up some concoctions for us. Unfortunately, you never know what you're going to get. We have this poor soul here who has been poisoned. You can see the poison bottle there, his overturned glass, and he just doesn't look well. And look, his poor dog is wondering what's going on. As we look around the room, we do have the bar scene off on the side. This is where the buffet will be set up for the Halloween party. Floating above it, we have candles, floating candles that you're going to see as we spin around the room. But over here, we have Marie, the meddling maid from Home Depot. Now, I just took out her feather duster, and now she is sort of a waitress in front of our drinks cooler where our guests will get their beverages. We've got a couple of more door covers in the back of some skeletons drinking their libations. But if we turn all the way around, you can see this wonderful garage door cover that I got this year. I love it. This is actually Oktoberfest scene. I don't know why there's a skeleton man in the middle of it, but he's very creepy, kind of melted looking. And then these people enjoying their beers are also very creepy. They're like zombie-esque. On top of the high boys here, we have very simple centerpieces this year. A bone lantern that I got from the Dollar Tree, which was $7. I don't know why the Dollar Tree is so expensive these days, but very easy and simple. And then last up, we have the card player here, also from Home Depot. I did not get him when he was first released because I didn't like the color that he was. He doesn't match Dean or Marie the Meddling Maid. But here we can see he's playing at the table. Originally I was going to have another skeleton here, but now I think with the empty chair, the guests will be able to sit there and have another great photo op. I like the way that turned out. I'm going to add some playing cards and chips there. We can make our way back out now. Head back up toward the front, so we'll just take one more quick stroll. Say goodbye to Stay Puffed Marshmallow Man. As if we were a trick-or-treater exiting, we have once again left the mortal world. Back to the cemetery, or maybe that coffin will belong to us this time, who knows? So here more toward the center of the yard, I wasn't really intending to do much this year, but we had this inflatable zombie hand we did a review on recently. I wasn't intending to keep it, but it fills this area nicely, so we are going to leave it here this year. It has gotten quite a bit of attention. But what I was really intending for people to see is as they're driving down the road, of course, we have these ponds, and I have our Kraken and our deep sea diver on the bridge that you'll see as you're driving past. And that's going to wrap it up for 2025. I do try and mix it up every year, do different things, so you're going to want to check out all of my previous walkthrough videos if you want to see something. I always do different displays inside and out, and I'm pretty happy with the way this one turned out. But leave me a comment below, let me know what you think. Before we go, I did want to say a special thank you to all the patrons who help support the channel. If you're interested in joining our Fright Club, be sure to check out a link to my Patreon page in the description below. And that's going to do it for today and for our 2025 display. It's time to start thinking about 2026, so you're going to want to stay tuned for that. Till then, take care everyone, and happy haunting.